Ho, ho, ho.
Hot boys and hot girls, welcome back to HGK Hot Girl Kitchen.
Christmas extravaganza. Wow, that was really exciting. We love a prop. As you know, we're very obsessed with peppermint for the holiday season because you've already watched our peppermint chocolate martinis. You've loved them. You've been making them every day.
You've had alcohol
You live and
poisoning.
breathe to solely drink our peppermint chocolate martinis every day in December.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to make another chocolate peppermint extravaganza. And before you do that, you please make sure that you subscribe. For the love of Santa, for the love of the baby Jesus, who was born on this day, December 25th. Not actually this day, but you get the point.
Yeah.
For the love of Jesus, he died for your sins. Don't let one of your sins be not subscribing to our channel.
We want to move forward. You don't want to move backwards in life. Let's move forward to success.
You have more sins for Jesus to die for than not subscribing to our channel. Oh my God, this fly. Melissa leaves her door open like she lives in a barn. And
for my dog.
Has insects. Yeah, because her dog needs to stand outside all day. Maybe she should get a doggy door.
In an apartment, what am I going to do? Ask them to install the doggy door?
Sounds like a personal problem. I know plenty of other people that have dogs in apartments.
But they don't spoil their dog. My dog has fake grass. He gets to lay out on the balcony and watch over his kingdom. And he's a king in our house, so he can go in and out as he pleases.
So, we are making... Don't you want to know?
Yeah, what are we making?
Thanks for asking. We are making a peppermint cheesecake with a chocolate crust. And it's to die for. It's everything to me. It's everything that you want for Christmas. So, you know, we're not really big on baking in Hot Girl Kitchen. Yeah. It's not one of our strong suits. So this is a no-bake cheesecake. We will not be baking cookies this year. I need a few more years of practice with my mother and her traditional recipes before I'm ready to commit to filming that. So we are doing a no-bake peppermint chocolate cheesecake. So all you're going to need for your crust is a SPRINGFORM pan, which Melissa evidently knows how to use, Oreos, some non-stick baking spray. So that's the absolute last thing we need to be dealing with. It's making a divine dish
that we can't get
off of the pan. Mm-hmm. Very, very uncouth.
Dreadful.
Yeah. Butter will also be necessary for our crust. Then for the filling, so it's kind of like you do it in steps. So step one is going to be making the crust, filling the bottom of the pan with our crust. Then while that sets, we are going to make our filling. For the filling, you're going to need cream cheese, the basis of any cheesecake. Mm-hmm. You're going to need vanilla extract, peppermint extract, which if you take a whiff, the aroma is serving holly and jolly. Period. Optional, you can do some red food coloring. We're going to go there because we do the most. If you don't, your cheesecake will just be like white. So, I mean, it's really up to you. But we're trying to go for a festive look here. So we're going to do that. You need a pile of white stuff. Don't get too excited at home. It's just powdered sugar. Some peppermints, and heavy cream. And now, after you do that step, you're going to let that set for like a few hours. And then the last step is going to be making our chocolate topping. So for that, you need some bittersweet, or I actually chose dark chocolate chips because this is going to be really sweet. Mm-hmm. I feel like with all the peppermint and the candy canes. So I think the bitterness and the Oreos. So the bitterness of the dark chocolate will really balance it out. Mm-hmm. You're also going to need more heavy cream for that, and some sugar. So we're going to start. Oh my God, look at me. I have butter all over me. We had a little bit of an accident. The butter exploded in the microwave while we were melting it. But, I mean, that's fine. We're all about an interactive, like, three-dimensional food experience. Like, there's nothing like butter spraying at you out of the microwave, exploding. So, we're going to start. We're going to count our 26 Oreos. Now, I think I might be in charge of the counting because I don't know about Melissa's abilities with math.
I don't think we can.
So we're going to do 26 Oreos. We need to process them off camera. How many did we have? 16?
Let's go with 15. Just one extra one isn't gonna.
Okay, we're going to say we have 15. We're going to blend them and we'll be right back for our last 11. I'm going to spray the pan lightly with some baking spray. Okay, I know I said I was doing it lightly, but I kind of lied. So this is 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Some of it isn't quite as melted because, like I said, it exploded, so we had to make an emergency removal from the microwave, but the food processor will take care of that. So now we're going to get jiggy with it, okay? This is Jiggy, if you didn't notice, from Lisa Vanderpump, from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Vanderpump Rules. This is her special edition Williams-Sonoma spatula that we're going to use to get our, okay girl, our Oreo filling, which is kind of serving sludge at the moment, but that's the point.
Want to get that little?
Yeah. So this is going to be a nice, I don't want to say dense, because dense sounds like not pleasant, but a nice, like, thick crust. So this is your crust that we're making
yeah,
right
it
now.
looks great.
And we're going to take it all out of our food processor / Ninja, if we can get it all out.
It's very compact.
It really got compacted in there. Now what we're going to do is what Melissa's doing is kind of spread it, try to spread it as evenly as you can and like press it and compact it on the bottom of your springform pan to make your crust.
It's going to be a thick boy.
It's a nice thick crust. Like we mentioned, the filling is going to be really sweet. So I personally am interested in having a nice thicker crust. That way it's not like sickening. So here we have it. I think it looks pretty even, if I do say so myself. Mm-hmm. We're going to put Jiggy away. And we're going to throw this in the freezer while we prepare the filling. Okay, so what we're going to do, can you unassemble this for a minute? Probably not. We're using this for the first time ever. Melissa had to have it like 8 months ago, and it has been decorative.
I don't know how to get this off.
Well, you better learn because you're going to have to take it off to clean it. Well, what we're going to do is put our cream cheese. So you need 16 ounces of cream cheese in here, and you want it to be softened so it will blend well. Not blend, but mix. So we're putting our 2 bricks of cream cheese and a cup of flour.
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar, oh my god. I'm a disaster. A cup of powdered sugar in our mixer. We are going to mix it until it is combined. And as you can see, we had a little bit of a faux pas, and I was mixing it with the wrong instruments. And then it dawned on us, wow, Melissa has a $7,000 KitchenAid mixer that she just had to have. So let's utilize it for the first time ever.
Guys, it wasn't $7,000, I promise.
It was like $500.
Okay.
And she's never used it once.
And here we are today.
Smells like frivolousness to me.
Oh, you of all people. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna mix it on low until it's nice and combined. And while that does that, I'm gonna whisk 2 cups of heavy whipping cream separately in our bowl. I go ahead and start mixing this. And I know we don't normally measure on Hot Girl Kitchen, but with baking it's very precise and very important that you measure.
Oh wow, this is really coming along.
Look at that. Nice and low. Oh my god.
Maybe lift it just a tiny bit, yeah. Wow. Look at us.
This is doing what we could never do. Your fave could never. And we're the faves.
We absolutely
Maybe you could turn it up a little bit. Let's do sec to 2.
Oh wow, this is
whipping into a frenzy.
whipping and kneading.
I forgot about the whip and the nay nay. Look at that. That is very much so whipped. So we're gonna add this. This is like really nicely whipped. Look at this.
I mean, it's insane.
Can I like taste it? It's whipped cream. I almost wonder if maybe you could just buy whipped cream. That might have been the easier option.
Yeah, they really sabotaged us.
We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. It's gonna combine in there nice and beautifully. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of the peppermint extract. Do you think that's enough? Do you think I should have done a tablespoon?
I would say it smells very pepperminty. I would say maybe do another one of vanilla. It smells very pepperminty to me.
So we did 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. It still smells very cheesy to me. Like cheese, like the cream cheese.
Well, cream cheese, like a cheesecake does kind of smell like cream cheese.
I know, but I like the taste, the more impact. I'm gonna do another tablespoon. And Melissa's gonna grin and bear it. Okay. And now we're also gonna do a little bit of our food coloring. So this I'm not gonna measure this. I'm just gonna add a little in and like wait till it combines and see. Wow, it looks so festive. Doesn't it? So that was like literally like 2 or 3 drops.
I would maybe do 1 or 2 more because it looks like pink.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want it to be like fire engine red.
Well, yeah.
Which it is now.
No, it'll still be.
No, it's going to combine. Then we're also going to add our crushed candy canes, which are stuck to the bottom of the Ninja. There we go. Oh my god, this looks so festive.
I think I have to delete this and do it.
And do this one. We're gonna get our Oreo crust out of the freezer. Oh, it's nice and formed. Look at that. I'm just gonna scoop it on out of here. Oh my god, look at this. And we're gonna try to spread it pretty much evenly. I could like pour it in as well, which is what I might do. It sure does. Apparently we have to clarify because I always say like this smells like something, but like it doesn't actually. It's not this. It doesn't smell. It's just like
Let's try this too.
It's like a figure of speech. Like, that smells like, I can't even think of an example right now. It's like something that really just rolls off the cuff. And people be like, what does that smell like? I'm like, you just don't get me.
You just don't get me.
That looks pretty good. Divine. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator for like kind of a while, like 3 to 4 hours. We're going to check on it and see
and then we'll meet you back
if it's set. And then we'll meet you back here to make the topping. So our cheesecake has been setting in the fridge for a while and starting to look like a real life cheesecake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go ahead and make the topping until we're prepared to
lay it on the cheesecake.
Lay it all out on the line, okay? So what we're going to need is our heavy cream. We're going to do 3/4 of a cup. If I can open it, there we go. That is about as close to 3/4 as it's going to get with this imprecise measuring equipment. Then we're going to do 6 ounces of our chocolate chips. So we want 6 ounces of our chocolate chips. No, not quite. That is perfect. It wouldn't have been quite 6 ounces without that last one in there. And now we lost a couple soldiers. Oh well. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of sugar because this is pretty bitter because this is dark chocolate chips. So let's sweeten it up a little bit. 1 tablespoon of sugar. And what we're going to do, we're just going to melt this on the stove until the chocolate is completely melted and combined with our heavy cream. And then I'm going to let it cool in the fridge. I mean, you don't need to put it in the fridge. Like, it doesn't need to be like freezing cold because it also needs to pour out, you know, nicely.
Yeah, we don't want. You can actually. It's probably best if we leave it at room temperature so it doesn't get hard in the fridge.
Right.
But we just want it not to be super hot, so we're just
we're going to let it cool. Then we're going to pour it on top of our cheesecake. As you can see, our chocolate topping is looking quite divine. So we're going to add that. We let it cool a little bit, but not too much because we want it to still be like runny enough to come out of the pan. You know, you don't want it to be like stuck in the pan. And we're going to just distribute it atop the cheesecake. Oh, I should have showed them what the cheesecake looked like. Oh well. Too late, you'll see at the grand reveal. So we're just going to do a nice little even coating. Get the edges, it looks pretty good. And then we are going to add some crushed candy canes on top for garnish. Now, there's no exact science. Some are bigger than others. That's like a big, large shard. Like a couple larger shards in there because you don't want it to just be like ground candy canes because that just looks sad. I guess I can really go crazy and get it all over. Okay, so we're going to pop this in the fridge for another few minutes and let it set before we take it out of our springform pan. And we'll catch you back here when we do so. Wasn't like the
I might see myself.
Okay, so it's not necessarily we made a little bit of an oopsie.
It's not melted.
We didn't let the chocolate topping cool enough before we put it on top. And so it kind of melted the cheesecake that was already set a little bit.
So we need to put it back in the freezer.
We just couldn't wait. We were so excited.
It's delectable.
We're still gonna get a taste. Wow. The taste is delicious, even if the presentation isn't quite all there. I mean,
love it. Your fave, literally.
No. I don't know if we're going to talk right now about their fave with this presentation, but...
Your fave did this.
I'm crying. No, actually...
The taste is amazing.
The taste is really there.
It's just we had a
faux pas with the
melting.
The melting.
But we're gonna throw it back in the.
We're gonna throw it back in the freezer before we serve it to anybody else. But you know what?
Divine.
I'll take it. I think it's pretty good.
I do too.
I would eat this all night. It's really not too sweet at all either.
Yeah, it's not sweet. And it's not too pepperminty, which I really was a little worried that it would be, but it's really not. Cheesecake Factory could never.
I don't know if I can say that. Well, we told you guys at home we don't bake normally. This was a little bit out of our comfort zone.
Love it. Thank you.
Let's just pass this video off as a blooper.
Thank you. Please. And if you
Thanks for laughing with us. We're in on the joke.
If you make this at home, please just leave it in your fridge for hours.
For way longer than we did. We left it in the fridge for a good 4 hours.
I do 6 or 7.
This chocolate
let the chocolate cool.
You need to let the chocolate cool completely before you put it on top. Because that's where we made an oopsie. We were too eager. We were rambunctious. We said, get that in my mouth now. And
that's all, folks.
We have to pay the price now.
Bye.
Real hot girl shit.